Are you ready to vote in the May 19th primary election? It's kind of an important one, and you can find election information from the League of Women Voters of Portland at vote411.org and at lwvpdx.org. They have explanations of ballot measures, candidate information, video interviews, and even a podcast. Your vote is your voice. Make it count. Visit vote411.org and lwvpdx.org to inform your vote. This is CityCast Portland. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Today on CityCast Portland, we're continuing our Neighborhood Guide series where we talk with Portlanders about the good, bad, and ugly of where they live by revisiting a conversation I had with then resident of North Portland's Kenton neighborhood, Dave Blanchard. He's also the showrunner and supervising editor for NPR's Wildcard podcast. He's going to tell us why Kenton is like taking a time machine to a Portland from 20 years ago. How long have you been living in Kenton now?
I moved here in 2021, but I was sort of living here before then because during the pandemic, I was doing a lot of crashing at my sister's place. Mm-hmm. She was in Kenton, so that was like my introduction to Kenton. So like basically since like 2020.
Yeah, but you've lived in Portland for a while before then, right?
Yeah. I've done all of the quadrants except for Southwest.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into specific spots to check out in Kenton, do you want to name the boundaries of your neighborhood?
I do, and this was actually a surprise to me. I learned in doing this research for this that we actually go all the way north to the channel between like North Portland and Hayden Island. So we include like all of like previous Vanport and like the Expo Center and all of that. I always thought we were like a little bit smaller than that. But yes, we go all the way up to Hayden Island. We go down to Lombard Street. We are west of I-5. And then the western boundary is kind of hard to describe. It's like Chautauqua-ish is what I'd say is the boundary on the west side.
Yeah, I feel like everybody owns Lombard, a piece of it, you know?
I was wondering, is that game? Yeah, like I was like, is that Arbor Lodge or is that us? Like,
I don't
who does that
know.
Who's got that territory? Can I only pick things that are on the north side of Lombard and anything on the south side is like not game?
I think what we'll include is anything that you think instills the spirit of Kenton, where you're like, no, this is not an Arbor Lodge thing. This is definitely a Kenton. You know what I'm saying?
Like
we'll do that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So give me your best Kenton pitch. Like, what do you love about living there?
Okay, so I feel like living in Kenton in 2024 is like living in other parts of Portland, more central parts of Portland in like 2004. Like I feel like we are like a little like flashback to an older Portland that was like a little bit slower, you know, like there wasn't quite as much going on, but like there's like a great kind of like neighborhood vibe. It's like the slowness is like part of the advantage of it, right? And like that also comes with, we like look back on that fondly, those of us who've been here for a long time, of like, oh man, like the Portland that it like used to be. And we forget that sometimes that also means that you like have to like go a long ways for like a grocery store, right? And like there's like there are inconveniences that come with it as well. Yeah, it just feels like the Portland that I moved to like in 2011. It's just like a little bit just like more low key, right? It's not flashy. It doesn't have like, you know, all of like the restaurants you're going to read about in Eater necessarily. It's just like a lovely, like, you know, gentle little community that is just like so sweet.
So affordable is what I'm hearing.
And affordable, yeah.
You're like, Portland of 2004.
I chose to live here, right? Yeah, no, this is, yeah. It wasn't for like economic reasons that you live here. Yeah, definitely more affordable also.
Yeah, I do want to shout out that you also have the Portland Tool Library, the North Portland Tool Library. So I used to go to Kenton often when I lived in Arbor Lodge because that's where I would get my tools.
Totally, yeah. And you have, I think, like, they really make sure that you're, like, a local with that.
Yeah.
You have to have, like, some sort of, like, proof of, like, residency in order to, like, count.
Yeah, because if you're Northeast, they're like, get out of here.
Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. Trying to get in on our tool library.
All those Northeast Portland tool mooches. What you've said reminds me a lot of St. John's. I mean, that's pretty much what we know. But I feel like St. John's is, like, 1997 Portland, you know?
That was the other way. I was thinking it's like the St. John's starter pack, right? Like if you're like thinking like you might be interested in St. John's, you're like St. John's curious, like maybe try Kenton first, right? Like it's far away, but it's like close-ish to other things, right? So it's like not quite St. John's, but it also doesn't have necessarily like St. John's is a little bit more like self-sustaining. Like Kenton like doesn't have quite the facilities that St.
like
John's
I
has.
can walk to, all the things I need in my life.
Yeah. That's not quite as possible in Kenton. It's a little bit more residential.
Right. Well, we talked a bit about the positives. Now I want to hear some gripes. Like what? I'm hearing it's, there's no grocery store you can walk to easily. That's one I'm hearing.
Yeah. So no grocery store. That's tough. The Green Zebra used to be with us. R.I.P. Green Zebra. It closed. That was pretty devastating. I would say there's no food cart pods in Kenton, which is a small thing, but like a thing that I feel like is really like a staple of every Portland community that I've lived in before now, and not having the kind of like, it's 6:30 and I don't want to make food for myself and I just want like a really easy, quick option. Like there's nothing on that front that you can get to in Kenton. So that's a gripe. Okay, and then the big one, which I feel like is very controversial.
Okay.
But like people have strong feelings about it, is the Portland International Raceway. It is, for some people, a lovely part of the community that you can go to and watch, like car races, if that's your thing. And I think that like it draws a lot of people from outside the Portland area. Mm-hmm. It is an attraction that a lot of people love. It is also very loud if you are close to the Portland International Railway.
I think that you get the worst of it because I hear it all the way up in St. John's.
miles away. Yeah, totally.
And I hear the on Sundays. But I also hear that it's a really cute place on Wednesdays because people come with their classic cars.
Right. Yeah. I think of it if you go there, there's like a cool vibe. And you can actually like sort of see it there's like a little Columbia Slough trail that you can like bike along. You can see what's going on from there. Right. Yeah. And you can see the PIR from there. And it's like a good time. Yeah. But like it is very much a classic like Kenton thing, especially in the summer. Like, you get out in the morning, you like get into your yard. You're like, we're just going to have a cup of coffee here, enjoy my garden. And then like all of a sudden like, and then like for the next like 5 hours, you're hearing the PIR.
Oh, no.
So that is a thing that in some ways, like it's not like I would not live without it because it's so part of Kenton, but it certainly drives some Kentonites a little bit cuckoo.
I'm curious, like what old Kenton residents think about people who move in and are just like, the freaking Portland International Raceway.
Oh, totally.
Like they're just like, I know, it sucks. It's always sucked. Or two, they're just like, what do you mean? This is our lifeblood.
I think it's more the latter. I think that like the people who've been here for a long time are like, this is just the neighborhood. Like, sorry your realtor didn't tell you about the PIR, but like we've been living this thing for like 30 years and it's just like a part of the neighborhood. I think it's very much a demarker of kind of like who's a newcomer and who's an old timer is the feelings about the PIR.
Have you heard of the old saying, if you can't beat them, join them?
Totally. Yeah. Do you want to go tailgate the PIR?
Yeah. I mean, if we wanted, I'd love a good tailgate.
Let's do it.
Okay. No joke. Let's go. We'll ride our bikes down the slough.
Love it.
Okay.
We'll be the only people arriving in the PIR via bike.
We're like, hey guys, what's cooking? All right, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, Dave is going to give us a tour of his favorite spots in Kenton.
When the unexpected happens, a serious injury, a catastrophic crash, or even a wrongful death, the impact isn't just personal. It can affect families, neighborhoods, and the safety of our entire community. In those moments, you deserve more than legal help. You deserve advocates committed to making Portland safer for everyone. At Diamore Law Group, you're not just getting a lawyer. You're getting a trial team led by veteran attorney Tom Diamore, who has spent over 30 years holding corporations, negligent drivers, and unsafe institutions accountable. From investigating what went wrong to bringing in experts and taking cases all the way to trial, they do the work it takes to protect their clients and prevent the next tragedy. And you don't pay unless they win. Contact Diamore Law Group at 503-222-6333 or visit Diamore Law to schedule a free consultation. They're here to stand up for individuals and for a safer Portland.
Take me around the area. Like, where are some places that, if I were to come visit you,
Sure.
where are you going to take me?
Okay. So I'd say, like, if there is like a soul of Kenton, it is Posey's, the coffee shop / bakery. It's the neighborhood spot. It's like a really like mixed generation kind of spot. When I was there actually the other day, I was sitting next to this couple that were in like their, I'd say late 60s, early 70s that were clearly like early in their dating life. They were just kind of like really like adorably just like very flirtatious with each other, and it was lovely. And there's like people with like families there. It's not like a typical sort of like coffee shop where you walk into and it's all like sort of 30 somethings on their laptops, right? There are some of those people, myself included, but like it's just like a little bit more of a like community space. So Posey's gotta go there. And then right next door to that, Specs is like, I would say the best record store in Portland. And again, kind of a record store that feels like it's like from a past time. Like I feel like in a lot of record stores in anywhere these days, you walk in, it's all like $40 like new vinyl. But like there, they just have like a really well curated selection. There's a lot of great used stuff. It's just like a totally lovely place to spend an afternoon. We bike the Columbia Slough. That trail is super fun, super beautiful, and it's like right on the edge of the downtown. And then I feel like for like drinks, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of bars in Kenton to choose from. I would say you can do Mawcrest Tavern is definitely a place that I'd bring people to, which is like a little bit more on the divey side, but super charming and great.
I feel like I've had a good sandwich there. I forget what it was, but I feel like I ate something there and I was like, all right.
I don't think I've ever tried the food there.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like I ate something there and I was like, Mox Crest, who would have known?
That seems right. I'd trust them with a sandwich.
It was toasted too. I'm not going to eat no raw bread.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
I want that thing having gone through heat. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get a toasted sandwich in Kenton.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then there's Kenton Club, which is like a class. I feel like that's one of the spots that if you're outside Kenton, like that's what people bring up. I feel like anyone who's been in Kenton for one thing, it's probably been the Kenton Club, which again is a great little dive bar, live music. It's a great neighborhood institution that's been there forever.
Yeah. Well, can I tell you real quick? I used to work with Michael Gersten, who owns Specs. And the reason I love that record store so much is that his sons would DJ, and his sons were like literally 8.
Oh my God.
Do you remember? I don't know if you were there for that, or they started their own band, like a brother band, and they were like 8 and like 5, because it was like
that's so perfect.
And they would just play, and it was just the cute. I mean, God dang that store. Okay, that's
amazing. There always is like some sort of like DJ live music thing going on there. I never made the connection that they might be his sons. Now are they like older now? I feel like they're like more like regular musician people that are doing it now. I don't think I've seen any 8-year-olds behind the tables.
Okay, so I feel like this is the places you would show me around, but also like that's where the locals would hang out, right? Like, are there any spots where you're just like, I'm not gonna show it to you because it's just like too local? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where you're just like, you have to be in Kenton for like a little bit to get this spot right here. You know?
Right. Okay, so I'd say I think the Kenton Station is sort of the undersung spot in Kenton. It's a great bar with like, burgers, sandwiches, but like I think Kenton Club takes a lot of the attention. I'd say like the locals know to go to Kenton Station. The beers are cheaper than any place I've been in the city recently. And again, just like great locals vibe there. So I'd say that's one for sure. Mm-hmm. I'd say Fino's Pizza, which I feel like is an underrated pizza in Portland,
It's perfectly rated, but yeah.
I see. The St. John's is coming out now.
I'm sorry. St. John's is literally made of pizza.
I thought
we all drive little pizza cars.
I thought this was going to be like a North Portland, like, alliance that we were forging here of like us being on the edge.
I'm
but
sorry.
No, you want to throw down. I see.
I wasn't at all trying to. I wasn't. I've just been to Fino's a handful of times, and I have to tell you, it is one of the best spots to hit, like after you've gone on a very long hike, or you've been up in the mountains snowshoeing or whatever, and you come down and like you feel empty inside, and you go to Fino's and you eat everything, and it's so good.
Totally.
The vibes there are excellent.
Okay, all right, perfectly rated. I'll go if that's
I'm
if
just
that's
saying
the rating.
it's perfectly rated.
It's perfectly rated. It's perfectly rated. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying perfectly rated.
Well, I think it's underrated.
All right. Okay. It's underrated.
I think it
It's
is one of the
underrated.
best
All right,
pizzas you can get in Portland. I feel like it's never on any of the lists, you know?
I want to make it clear, Dave is a friend. I normally don't just get on here and argue with guests about what is perfectly rated. All right. Okay. Underrated. Fino's.
Okay, and then I would also say Tiny Bubble Room, another good locals hang that I feel is
it's in Kenton?
well, again, this is the Lombard question. It's on the north side of Lombard. It's definitely within the east to west boundary. But I would say, again, feels like Kenton. Doesn't feel like Arbor Lodge to me.
If anyone works at Tiny Bubble Room, will you tell us if you're in Kenton or Arbor Lodge? And or if you feel like you're in Kenton or Arbor Lodge? I want to know,
Exactly. No, that's good.
Well, what would be the perfect Kenton date night?
We'll do a bike ride along the slough. I feel like is the start. Maybe a picnic in Kenton Park. It's a good, you can watch the sunset over Kenton Park. That would be my Kenton date night.
Nice. Well, I have a few very specific questions that I don't think are helpful for anybody else but me. Let's just put it that way.
Love it.
What's up with Paul Bunyan?
Good question. I just take it for granted at this point that he's there, and I never really thought too much about like why Paul Bunyan. But I did find that it was for Oregon's centennial in 1959. They made the Paul Bunyan statue there, and apparently it was supposed to be like a timber thing, right? Like Paul Bunyan is the timber guy. So it was like Portland and timber. And apparently there are like all these like tall tales about Paul Bunyan in the Northwest that I'd never heard of. I think of him as like a Midwestern dude. And so it always felt weird for him to be here. Yeah.
For him to be here.
For him to have settled down. Yeah. For him, Paul Bunyan in the house.
He cut his way through the Midwest to the West.
Oh, apparently. This is news to me. I didn't realize that. And apparently there's a legend that he built Mount Hood out of he was putting out his fire and he piled the stones up and that became like Mount Hood, I'm sorry, but getting so close to Moana and actual culture that it annoys me. I'm just totally.
I'm just these are
extremely fair. This is what passes for white people culture.
Yeah, culture. Yeah, they're just and then this mythical. Shut up. Shut up. Paul Bunyan did not make Mount Hood. John, our executive producer, just wrote, first gentrifier, Paul Bunyan. We're all mad.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Well, the question for me is, where is Babe the Blue Ox, right? You only have Paul Bunyan there. And I think the thing to know about Kenton is that it started actually as a meatpacking town. It was a company town for meatpacking plants. So I feel like Babe just kept his distance. He's I'm not getting anywhere near that place. That's
he stayed in Arbor Lodge.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, my other question is, Governor Tina Kotek had a house in Kenton, and she just sold it last year. And she's been a long time resident. I would see her bopping around, at the Arbor Lodge new seasons and all that when she was just a rep. But did you two ever hang out?
We never did, because I think that I moved we were in the weird pandemic, and then she became governor. And so we never really overlapped. I think by the time she sold her house, I was still here when she had the house, but she was already kind of governoring. And so we never really overlapped that much. So her legend preceded her. I feel there was a lot of Tina Kotek lives here when I moved to the neighborhood.
And you're ooh, where? And she's gone.
And no one knows.
What's so funny is when I imagined her house was actually the building that holds the North Portland Tool Library, which would make no sense. It's the old firehouse. I'm why would she live there? And I'm just she lives at the top. That's where Tina lived.
There's a budgetary emergency.
She just slides down a
just
pole.
Puts on her governor's suit and slides down the pole and gets in her governor's car, siren going.
Oh my
love it.
God. Okay, well, the other question I had for you is, have you heard of the Kenton ghost?
I have. I also just learned about this. Yeah.
Okay.
I know that it hung out in like the basement of the old hotel in Kenton, right? Which is now the Kenton station. But there's like a whole basement area where they used to have like underground boxing rings and like speakeasies and just like all of the illicit stuff used to happen there in Kenton back in the day. That's all I know about it.
Okay, so the Oregonian, in January 5th, 1913, they published several accounts of residents stating they saw a shadowy figure lurking in the streets. And several prominent citizens came forward with their own sightings of the ghosts. So they were just like, no, Bill wasn't drunk. I saw this Kenton ghost. And again, like all I'm hearing is shadowy figure.
I also think that I read something like some elected official, like the mayor, I want to say,
The
like got like
mayor?
very involved with like trying to find the ghost, which I'm just like, didn't you have more important things to do as mayor of Portland? But maybe not. And like in the early 20th century, it was a very sort of spooky town and all the ghosts needed to be tracked down.
Yeah, you know what Governor Tina Kotek should do?
Yeah.
She should get to the bottom of this. I feel like people are, we're always mad at our governor, but I feel like if she figured out the ghost of Kenton, like she wrapped that up for us, we would be
Yeah.
like, well, she did hunt down that ghost.
I mean, didn't the Ghostbusters live in a fire station, much like
That's
Tina
what I'm
Kotek?
saying.
I mean, it seems like she was born for this.
At least in my head. At least in the world I've created for her. Well, Dave, thank you so much for spending a little time with us and going through your neighborhood.
It was my pleasure.
This was great, Dave. I just want you to know this was wonderful.
It was wonderful for me, too. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to go to the PIR with you.
Oh, we're doing it. In my head, like we have hot wings in our, we're bringing, because, tailgating.
Definitely.
Ribs and hot wings, just,
Yeah.
in our little panniers.
I don't think there's another race there for like 9 months. So we might just like go there to the empty parking lot and just like just tailgate nothing there.
Just
in the
drink
parking
tall
lot.
boys and, and eat cold Popeyes. I love it.
That sounds awesome. I'm down for that.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please share it with a friend, rate or leave us a review. It really does help us out. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.